Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to do a pretty massive video. I'm going to do my top 20 albums of all time. So this is going to be really fun. It might be pretty long. So yeah, I was going to do the alternate band history for Metallica today, but I just wasn't feeling it, and I came up with this really good idea for a video. So first off, let me get my honorable mentions out of the way. So the first honorable mention is Fugazi's Repeater. I like this album, but I've never loved it. Like, it's really good. It's got some great songs on here, but it's just not my favorite. Like, I like Fugazi, but I don't know. I just never fully immerse myself in this. I like a lot of songs on here. I really like Turnover and Shut the Door. Yeah, I really love this album. The only reason it's not on my top 20 is because I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. My next honorable mention is The Germs' GI. I really like this album a lot. It's got some really great songs on here, like What We Do Is Secret and Lexicon Devil, or Communist Eyes, Richie Dagger's Crime. But I just prefer their album MIA. But that one's not difficult to find, but I just have never gotten around to getting it. And at this point, it's kind of pointless to get it, because this album takes up the majority of that, but I just like some of the other songs on there better than this album. So if I had MIA, that would totally be on this list, but it's not. Alright, next we have Exploited Punk's Not Dead for another honorable mention. I really like this album. One of the first punk albums I got, that was like, I don't know, I started out with bands like AFI, who else? Black Flag, the Ramones, the Misfits. For a while, I was like really and I started really getting into metal, bands like Metallica and Megadeth and Pantera and Iron Maiden. So yeah, like your basic metal bands, and then I kind of got a little distracted. And then when I started getting back into punk, I fully immersed myself in hardcore and punk. This was the first album that I listened to. So yeah, I like this one a lot. Next we have Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain. Yeah, this album's really good. It's really short. I think it's only like 15 minutes long, but it has the United Bloody piece, so it's 20 minutes long. But yeah, a really great album. Yeah. And then the last honorable mention we have is Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. I really like this album a lot. Iron Maiden have never been my favorite metal band. I think it's just, they just have a really bright, light tone. But I do like this album a lot. I really dig this album. It's really awesome. So, yeah. Now, let's move on to the real list. So, this is going to take forever. Okay, so, as you can see, there's a lot of these, like, CDs and records that are on a really oddly stacked pile. It also looks like some kind of weird foreign ornament or something. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so number 20, we have 7 Seconds, The Crew. So this is fantastic straight edge hardcore, but with a melodic edge to it. So it's not quite pop punk like some of their later albums, but this album's just near perfect. A lot of the songs on here are really catchy and really good. I really like the melodies on here, especially on the song, it's called, Trust. Even though it's a really corny song, I really like the song. I also really like Not Just Boys Fun. It has some really good feminist lyrics, and Here's Your Warning also has a really good guitar riff. So yeah, I really like this album a lot. Next we got some post-hardcore. This is The Drive-In Relationship Command. This is an excellent album. Just the first 3 songs on this album are perfect. Arc Arsenal, Pattern Against User, and One Armed Scissor. Just really awesome, really chaotic album. The production's like perfect. I really like the vocals, because he could really, their singer, he could really sing. But he also, like, screams a lot, and, yeah, it's really good. Alright, so, I believe this is number 18. Yeah, it is. This is a really good album. I love this album so much. This is Deaf Heaven's New Bermuda. I really want to get Sunbather, but I haven't gotten around to getting it. But, yeah, I got this album a few months ago, and I freaking love this album. Every song on here is, like, the best. Everything. The only track I'm kind of iffy on is Gifts for the Earth, but Come Back, Brought Through the Water, Luna, and Baby Blue. All of those songs are freaking amazing. It's really great. I also love the album cover. And it's also a gatefold. It's really cool. So yeah, this album's near perfect for me. I really love it. So yeah, Deaf Heaven, New Bermuda. Totally check that out. If you want some, I guess I'd say, I wouldn't call them a straight up black metal band, but I guess they're just like a, I'd say experimental metal. I don't know, they're hard to categorize. They're also very progressive. Alright, number 17, we've got TSOL's Dance With Me. I really like TSOL, one of my favorite Orange County hardcore bands. I chose this over the EP just because there's, a few better songs on here, like Code Blues, like their most famous song of all time. I also really like the title track on here. Silent Scream, that song's also very good. It also has kind of a proto-punk kind of vibe on that song, but yeah, really good gothic punk album. Okay, number 16, we have Black Sabbath's self-titled first album. So this album is definitely a perfect album. Every song on here is great. The only one song on here that I'm not a huge fan of, but still a good song, is Wicked World. But just the title track, Black Sabbath, is amazing. I really like the guitar riff on Nib. That song is probably my favorite Black Sabbath song. For a while, my favorite Black Sabbath album was, what's it called? South Blaze Sabbath, which I also have on CD, but I just think this one is a stronger album in total. Like, if you want all-around great Black Sabbath, get this. Okay, so our next album, number 15, is Discharge's Hear Nothing, See Nothing, Say Nothing. So this album kicks ass. It's just really brutal. It's freaking awesome. Every song on here is the best. My favorite has to be Protest and Survive, because it's got this really good guitar. It almost has I think it has a palm mute on it. So yeah, really great, iconic, awesome album cover. Really nice pictures of the band on the back. And when you flip it open, it's a gatefold. You've got these pictures and all the lyrics on the album. The lyrics are really simple and short, and so are the guitarists. And that's one of the things I like about Discharge. They're pretty brutal band for their time, but they're also very simple, which I like. So, yep, Discharge, Hear Nothing, See Nothing, Say Nothing. If you want some street punk or British hardcore, check that out. What do we have next? Gorilla Biscuits, their self-titled EP. I really like Gorilla Biscuits. Probably one of, if not my favorite straight edge hardcore band. Their lyrics are really positive, and I also have Start Today. I really like that album, but I just like this one a lot more, because the songs are just a little bit catchier on here, like High Hopes. Big Mouth, that song has like a really kick-ass guitar riff. Hold Your Ground is really good. No Reason Why is also very catchy. The bonus tracks on here are good too, like Short End of the Stick. That one has a pretty cool guitar riff. The demo tracks on here are really good too, like the version of Hold Your Ground. There, I think it has different lyrics, and the guitar riff is slightly down-tuned. So yeah, this is very good if you want some straight edge hardcore. We have next number 13. Oh, we've got a classic album for number 13. This is the Misfits' Walk Among Us. If you're into punk and you don't like this, I don't know what to say to you. This is really great. The production on here is near perfect. Every song on here is just the best. I Turned Into a Martian is the song that got me into the band. I also really like 20 Eyes and All Hell Breaks Loose, or Nike A Go-Go, Hate Breeders, Skulls, Astro Zombies, Brainers. Every song on here is just amazing. So definitely get this if you're into horror punk or any kind of punk, really. So yeah, fantastic album. In my opinion, a perfect 10. I love the Misfits. So yeah, and next up at number 12, we've got the Dead Kennedys' Plastic Surgery Disasters. This is the first Dead Kennedys album I ever heard, and the first one I ever bought. I really like this one a lot. The album cover is pretty cool. This one also comes packaged with the In God We Trust Incorporated EP, which is also pretty good, but I just prefer Plastic Surgery Disasters, because in my opinion, these on Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, they were more punk. On this album, they were more hardcore, but they also put in elements like some jazz, I guess. Yeah, a really good album. There's also a lot of diversity on here, which I like a lot. And I feel like they just got slightly smarter on this album. And yeah, and the lyrics on here are really good and nice and vulgar, trademark Dead Kennedys lyrics. So yeah, definitely get this. Next we have one of my favorite albums. Number 11, we have The Cramps' Bad Music for Bad People. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. This album cover is just amazing. Really cool. I have a t-shirt of this and I wear it all the time. So yeah, the artwork is just kick-ass, and the songs on here are so catchy, and some of them are really funny. Like Garbage Man is my favorite one. I also really like She Said, that's a pretty funny song. TV Set, Human Fly, Google Muck, You Love Me, Uranium Rock. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, this is very perfect. If you like psychobilly or just a horror punk, definitely check this out. I love this album so much. I could listen to this album anytime, it'll never get old. So, yep, that's that. And number 10, we've got some thrash metal. Metallica's Injustice for All. This is my favorite Metallica album, because they went for a darker vibe on this one, and it's slightly more progressive. So for Metallica, I really like that because it's progressive but isn't boring. And the songwriting on here is, in my opinion, at their best. And this is the only album where I really care for Kirk Hammett's guitar solos. On the other albums, they're really heavily covered in like wah pedal effects. But no, on this album, a lot of them are pretty raw. But yeah, I really like the raw sound of this album. It's probably Metallica's heaviest, darkest album. The lyrics are really good, political. Yeah. At number 9, we have Megadeth. So Far, So Good, So What. This is my favorite Megadeth album. It's probably one of their angriest ones. I really like Set the World Afire. Their cover of Anarchy in the UK is pretty good. And My Darkest Hour is a classic from them. Mary Jane has a really good guitar riff towards the end. Yeah, so this is my favorite Megadeth album. It's really great, and the album cover's kind of okay. You don't have a drawing of the crowd head. You have like a picture of him, sort of. I don't know. But yeah, this is one of my favorite albums from them. So yeah. Oh, number 8. I love this album so much. This is NoFX's Punk in Drublic. I got this album this summer, and this is probably one of the only albums I listened to this summer. Like, well, it's not the only album, but this is the album I listened to the most this summer. I really just freaking love this album. Every song in here is spot on, like, just perfect. Every song here is super catchy, but what sucks is that, oh man, on Leave It Alone, which is one of my favorite songs on the album, my cat kind of jumped on, and reached her paw onto the turntable, and it made the needle kind of slip a little bit, and then what happened was, it made a big scratch on Leave It Alone, and what happened was, the song just skips on that. It doesn't skip and jump, it just kind of repeats over and over in the first verse, and it's super annoying, so I always have to skip that song, so that kind of sucks, but oh well. Yeah, this album's perfect. Yeah. Packaging's pretty cool too. Yeah, print on dust sheet. It's a really thin pressing too. It's really like bendy. I don't feel like taking it out. But yeah, NoFX's Punk in Drublic, definitely one of my favorite albums of all time. So yeah, this had to be on my list because I just freaking love this album. So yeah, this is really one of my favorites. I really like the songs in here. They're really catchy and melodic, and they stick in your head a lot. Number 7, we've got some hardcore. Minor Threat, complete discography. I don't know what to say, like, again, with this album, it's just perfect. It's a compilation album, but it's one of their only releases, along with the first demo tape, but that's kind of whatever. This is very good. Like, Filler, the first time I heard Filler, I just remember hearing the band who invented Strage, so I just went out and bought this immediately without even caring enough to look up their songs. And I remember putting this in and just hearing the opening lines of Filler, and I was just, like, blown back. Like, it was just amazing. So, yeah, I freaking love this album. Really, really, really angry, straight-edge hardcore. First straight-edge band. Yeah, this is so good. American hardcore. Freaking love this album. Alright, and then next up, we have Anthrax's Among the Living. I really like this album. Among the Living is their best album. But it's not my personal favorite album from them. That would have to be Stay Euphoria, but I think this one would make it better on this list. Because this has more memorable songs, but as a whole, I think I like Stay Euphoria better. But I just like a lot of the songs on here better than Stay Euphoria. But yeah, the artwork's just kind of whatever. Doesn't even really have much to do with the name of the album. But there's so many good songs on here, like the title track, Caught in the Mosh, On the Wall, Indians, A Skeleton in the Closet, One World, Nice Fucking Life. Yeah, this is a great album. Next we have a band that I actually saw play after that Anthrax opened for, Lamb of God. This is Ashes of the Wake. Oh god, this album's so good. The production is perfect. It came out in 2004, and I don't know, it's just like one of the first newer metal bands I got into, and one of the first extreme metal albums I heard. This is the band the album that got me into Lamb of God. I remember I ordered this through they're on Amazon, and it literally took a freaking month for it to come. It said average shipping 3 to 5 days. She usually ships in 3 to 5 days. I was like, okay, whatever. So I ordered it, and it took a month for this album to come. And then, like, I don't know, it's just like waiting forever and ever for this album to come. And when it finally came, I just freaking loved it. So yeah, it was definitely worth the wait. This album is just awesome. It's really heavy, but it also has like crystal clear production. Like Laid to Rest, a lot of people say that's their best song, and I don't blame them. It's a really perfect song. Never Got Something to Die For, that's the first song from the band I heard. I really like that one. The title track, it's an instrumental. Ashes the Wake is very good. So yeah, this is really good Lamb of God album. I actually couldn't decide between this and their first album, New American Gospel. So that one's also very good, but I just like this one better. Alright, we're getting pretty close to number 1. We're like 15 minutes right now, so. Number 4, we have a very angry album, AFI, Shut Your Mouth and Open Your Eyes. It was pretty tough to pick an AFI album for this list, because I like all of our early stuff, because it never made the same album twice, which I really like. But this one is pretty damn close to perfect. I really like every single song on here, and there's just so much anger in it. Like, Davey Havok, his vocal performance on here is just really good. Like, he pretty much screamed his way through the whole album. But it's not like that really throaty scream that he did when AFI kind of became more of a rock band, like they are now. It was more like it wasn't like, but it was just more like he would just kind of shout. But, like, he still had some grain in his voice, and it was really good. And the anger on this is just, it's amazing. If you get pissed off a lot, I recommend this album. This is really, really good. Number 3, we have an album that I've been doing a lot of guitar covers from lately. And I'm going to do Possessed later today or tomorrow if I have the time. So I got a recommendation for that one. And yesterday and the day before that, I did Subliminal and Suicide's Alternative. This is Suicidal Tendencies self-titled album. If you're into crossover thrash and you've never listened to this album, you need to pick this up right now, because every song on here is the best and the lyrics are really good, and it's also pretty angry, but it's also funny at the same time. Like, their classic song Institutionalized, I swear to God, my favorite line from the album, all I wanted was a Pepsi, just a Pepsi. It's pretty funny stuff. I Saw Your Mommy's got some pretty funny, violent lyrics too. Suicidal Failure is really good. And the first song, Suicide's Alternative, is really angry, and he has this psychotic laugh at the beginning of the album that's really cool. Or the song I Shot the Devil was originally called I Shot Reagan, but there's a theory that the government came after them or something, so they changed the title of the song to I Shot the Devil. But the lyrics, he's singing about Reagan, because at the beginning of the song he screams, I shot Reagan! So, yeah, really just perfect album. Number 2, we have Pantera's The Great Southern Trendkill. This is my favorite Pantera album, and every song on here I really like, except for Suicide Note Part 1, but that really works in comparison to Part 2. And everything on here is really angry and really good. There's a lot of screaming on this album. I really like Phil Anselmo's vocal performance on here, and the guitar solo on Floods is probably my favorite guitar solo of all time. Because it's really good and catchy, but Dimebag also puts a lot of emotion into that solo, which is kind of cool. War Nerve has such really angry lyrics, and it's really good. Great Southern Trendkill just opens up with this huge scream that just kicks right into the album. There's no big intro. This album just kicks right into intensity. It doesn't start out slow. It's not like with Metallica's Master Puppets, how they start out with a riff, an acoustic riff, and then they start playing fast. No, this album, you just put it in, press play it, and then you just hear screaming and blast beats and fast guitar riff. So yes, this is my second favorite album of all time. This album is just amazing. I also really like Far Beyond Driven, but then I got this, and something about this album it makes you feel evil when you listen to it, because it's not like they're singing about anything super evil, but I don't know, this makes you feel like it's so cool. If you just listen to the intro guitar riff for Floods, which is actually a more mellow song, it just makes you feel evil, and it's really cool. I really like this album. Alright, so, number 1, my favorite album of all time. Nothing beats this album ever. This album is perfect to me, and I hold this album very close to me. This is my favorite album of all time. I've loved this album ever since I first heard it. Number 1, we have Black Flag's My War. I don't know what to say. Everything about this album is perfect to me. The album artwork is amazing. I love this album cover. The title track, My War, is really good. I really like the lyrics to that song. Can't Decide also has some nice lyrics. I really like the guitar solo in there. Beat My Head Against the Wall is very good as well. The title track, I Love You, has some pretty good satirical lyrics. Forever Time is really catchy too, and Swingin' Man has this really crazy guitar riff. It pretty much it kind of has a swinging guitar riff, because it's a really wild guitar riff, and you hear, what's funny with that song is that you hear Henry Rollins screaming, Swingin' Man, through the headphones, but it's and you think that you're hearing him actually there, the way the production is on that one song, and the first time I heard that, I took off my headphones, I was like, wait a second, and I put them back on, and it sounds like that, and it's really cool. Side 2 is really amazing with Nothing Left Inside, Three Nights and Scream. Those 3 songs, they did like a sludge metal, doom metal type thing, and those songs are just amazing. And yeah, this is definitely my favorite album of all time. I really like pretty much all. There's something to offer in all Black Flag's albums, and that's what I like is how they're so diverse. Like, you know, Damage, they mastered hardcore on this album. They did some sludge metal, but they also did some more hardcore, but more articulately. Family Man, I really like that album as well. On Family Man, they did like spoken word, and they also did some really nice jazz-inspired instrumentals. Slip It In, they did more articulate hardcore, kind of like they did on this album, but they did it even more masterfully. But they added sort of a darker, more twisted vibe for that one. What's that album called? Oh, Lucy Nut. They did like sort of a metal thing. That was really cool. And then for In My Head, they did like a garage rock thing, but mixed with the metal thing that we did, so it was almost like a blues rock album. But of course with Black Flag's twisted kick. But this one is just perfect to me. I first heard this album like a few years ago when I was in about the 7th grade. And I remember just hearing the intro lyrics to My War, and I was just like, okay, I like this. And then ever since then, because I borrowed that from a friend, and ever since then, this has been my favorite album of all time. And then I had it on CD for a while, and it got really battered up. So then now I have it on vinyl, and it's like, I don't know, if there was like a fire or something in my house, this and my guitar would be the things I would grab. This album is just amazing to me. I love this album so much. Yeah. So, that's it for today's video. So, we're at about 22 minutes almost. So, yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. And, maybe you guys could tell me your favorite albums in the comments. So, yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.